All right then, Nye.
Good morning, Cyril. The hour of judgment is at hand. In 1 hour, all shall be made desolate.
Hey, Nye. Here a minute. Do you want to buy a nice watch? Only £2. Japanese. Guaranteed to last a lifetime.
You haven't got a lifetime, Cyril. No one has. Behold, the end of the world is nigh.
Oh, give her a rest, Nye, will you? You've been saying that ever since I was a nipper. We're all still here. Hey. Have you thought we were going for holidays next summer?
You know the last time we sold a motor? 3 weeks last Tuesday, and then we had to give the money back the next day.
Typical of our luck, that was. I mean, why did he have to drive straight back to the asylum and give himself up, eh? Why?
I tell you, Cyril, Rathbone Motors is on the floor.
It's not just us, Wes. You know that cut-price massage parlour in Rodney Street? Times are so bad, they've laid all the girls off.
No!
Yeah, they're going over to self-service.
When I chose that name, Rathbone, I chose it because it sounded class.
Oh, so that's why we're going wrong, is it? We're on too classy a business.
Now, don't try the sarcasm, Cyril, all right? It doesn't suit you. Face facts. Our present image is no good. It needs to be changed, starting with a new name.
Hang on. So we changed the name. We've still got the same pitch. We've still got the same knackered second-hand... Pre-owned, clapped-out old bangers. What's the point?
The point is, Cyril, we are not in the business of selling old bangers. We are selling dreams.
I have heard one or two of the punters more or less agree with you, but the word they used was nightmares.
A quibble. The key to successful selling, Cyril, is the right image. And for that, we need the right name. We've got to put that image across by advertising it. We have to use, Cyril, that classic technique that woman has used down the ages. First, arouse the desire, then satisfy it.
It's not the technique Glynis uses. We was on the sofa last night, and I said to her, know what I could fancy right now? She got up and she said, OK, I'll put the kettle on.
Oh, come on now, Mr. Jenkins. Can't be as bad as all that. See, Glennis brought you a nice cup of tea. Don't go upsetting yourself. Whatever it is, it's not the end of the world, is it?
That's the trouble.
We're old neighbours, me and Mr. Jenkins. Used to live down our old road before the council pulled it down. He was the only one who wouldn't join the Christmas club down at the pub. On principle. Said he wouldn't be here at Christmas to draw out. You used to say that every year, didn't you?
Hiya, Mum. Glynis. Oh, what's he doing here?
He's upset about something.
It's all that walking he does. Could be his feet hurting him.
Oh, no. I never suffer with my feet.
Blimey, mate, you're making me suffer with them, and I'm a lot further away from them than you are. Don't you ever wash them?
We are not allowed to. Not in my denomination. We have to get young maidens to wash our feet for us. And then dry them with their hair.
Sounds very interesting, this church of yours. Have you got plenty of these young maidens?
The last one we had turned Methodist in 1954. If you ever felt like joining us, Dolly...
Oh, no, Mr. Jenkins. I turned for Cyril's dad. You know, I finished now.
Oh. Let me have a go. It's a long road that has no turning, you know, Mr. Jenkins. You've got to look for the silver lining. You've got to keep your sunny side up. Up. You'll never walk alone.
That's the trouble, girl. I've been walking alone too long. 40 years I've been marching up and down the city with my warning for the ungodly. Staunch I was and stalwart against the mockers. And then today, suddenly it went. I lost my faith because of him.
Me? What's it got to do with me?
You asked me if I'd book my holidays for next year. Do you know how many times I've been asked that this past 40 years? Suddenly it all snapped. Suddenly my eyes were opened. I could see it's all been a snare and a delusion.
Always been your trouble, that. You go out your way to upset people.
Well, if you feel so bad about it, why don't you wash his feet for him? Go on, let your hair down.
You were just the same as my brother Herbert. He was always a scoffer. I prayed for him. But he was strong in his wickedness. I strove with him, but he chose the path of sin.
Oh, yeah? What exactly, like, did he do?
Got himself a job on the council. Bought himself a semi and egg berth. I used to say to him, Herbert, you are flying in the face of Providence. There'll be no mortgages when the last Trump comes blasting up your avenue.
That was telling him what he say to that?
He said, get lost, you balmy twit. And now he's paid his mortgage off, and he's got a pension off the council. So when Cyril said, what about your holidays next year? Something snapped.
You swine.
For the last year or two, I spent a lot of time marching up and down between the two cathedrals, you know, thinking I'd be the better class of person. But I've had men in holy orders, priests, come up to me and say, smile, it may never happen.
Terrible thing for a religious bloke to say, that.
Yeah, they want unfrocking.
Well, you would say that. That's your answer to everything, is that. Get your frock off.
I've got to face it, you see. My life's been wasted. There is a future.
Oh, you don't want to be hasty, Mr. Jenkins. I mean, the world could come to an end while we're sat here talking. Hey, let me have a look at the tea leaves in your cup. Oh, yeah. There's something very nasty lurking in there, all right.
No, you're only trying to cheer me up. And anyway, let's face it, if the world does come to an end tomorrow, well, I'm too old to enjoy it now, aren't I?
Holy Moses by the left cheek of the prophet!
What's up with you?
I've just had a vision, that's what's up with me. It come to me when Nye was going on about the two cathedrals. Cyril, we're on our way. Nye is right. There is a future.
I can't carry that anymore. I don't believe it.
Hang on. The end of the world is nigh. So buy from Cathedral Motors, HP, and be quids in when the big bang comes. Good, eh? It appeals to the very human desire for a bargain.
Oh, I don't know, Wesley. I'd be leaping from the sacred to the profane.
Good money for you, Mr. Jenkins. I mean, you get commission on sales. Hey, make your brother here look a bit sick, eh?
Oh, I'm tempted. But can I believe in the message? Thou shalt not bear false witness, Moses.
Ah. Better to make a profit than be a prophet, Wesley.
But I need a sign.
You got one?
Not that kind of sign. I need a sign or portent.
Hey, what have we done now?
Relax, Wesley. This is Constable Smith. New here in Liverpool, who happened to be passing and has decided to do himself a favour.
You mean he wants to buy one of our cars?
As I say, he's new in the area, just posted in from Wigan, and he's very taken with the elf, the former nun's car.
Nice motor. Nice motor.
It is. I know for a fact it's only been out the convent gates twice.
Where'd I put my name?
They are, Mr. Jenkins. Even the scuffers are buying our motors. Now, if that is not a sign or portent, I do not know what is. What do you say?
Hallelujah!
Our Wes was right. The recession is behind us now. The good times are coming for us McGregors.
I know you sold 2 cars, but...
Hey, how many mice went into the ark with Noah, eh? Only the 2. And look at them now.
Well, I think Cyril's quite right. He's going to be a big success now. Make a lot of money. I won't be sorry not to have to go down the Blue Cockatoo no more.
What do you mean? Not go anymore? The club's not folding, is it? I was booked to sing there on Friday.
Mrs. Ensign from downstairs was telling me she's really looking forward to that. They have some very good outings, that hard of hearing club.
Cyril, won't you want me down the Blue Cockatoo when we're married, won't you?
Time I was getting back to the pitch. Not fair leaving our Wes on his own.
Cyril, why do you keep trying to evade the issue?
What issue?
Yours and mine. As in, their union was blessed with issue. You may not have noticed, Cyril, but I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, I had noticed.
What do you mean?
I was only agreeing, Glynis.
Well, don't. We've been engaged 6 years, Cyril. It's too long.
Well, I had to get me divorced, didn't I?
We won't go into the seat over that either. There's a very nice little house going just down the road from me, Mum, and oh, you're doing well. I'm sure we could get a mortgage.
Well, if you're going to start talking dirty, I'm going back to pit.
Sometimes I suspect Cyril doesn't really want to get married at all deep down.
Oh, it's nothing personal against you, love. No, what it is, you see, it goes back to his boyhood. 'Cause when he was at school, they always wanted our Cyril to go into the priesthood. Leaves it smack, that does.
They wanted Cyril to be a priest.
Yeah, him and another lad, that Norman St. John Stevens from up Naples Street.
Don't mean him you see on the TV. He wasn't at school with Cyril, surely?
Yeah, 'cause he doesn't talk about it. But Father Connolly always reckoned they was natural priests, him and our Cyril. It's funny, isn't it? Because neither of them become one. I didn't mind, but Mrs. St. John Stevens had set her heart on it.
He went into politics instead.
Yeah. It's his mum I feel sorry for. It just goes to show, Glenys, there's always somebody worse off than yourself.
I'd like to wish you many years of trouble-free motoring, madam. But always remember, even if you don't get it, nobody can take away that thrill of driving the Archbishop of Canterbury's old passion wagon.
Not another one.
That is the second I've sold while you have been away. Right, Nye? Commission? I told you this would be a great career for you, didn't I?
Yeah, Cyril. I'll have one of those Japanese watches. Will it really last a lifetime?
Guaranteed, mate. When the battery runs down, a razor blade springs out and slashes your wrist.
Off you go, Nye. Get the message to the millions. Hey, Cyril, come into the office. There's something I want your opinion on. Cyril, we are on our way. We have liftoff. Tell me, what do you think about this letter? Dear Prime Minister...
I've warned you before about writing to her. They twist your words, women.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to put my own name to this one. Dear Prime Minister, why, oh why, are we in this great country of ours so slow to recognise outstanding business achievement? For instance, why as yet no peerage for outstanding black industrialist Wesley McGregor...
It'll never work, Wes.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. She might recognise the handwriting. You'll have to do it for me.
I'm having nothing to do with it. And if you take my advice, you'll not trust her or any other woman.
Has something happened, Cyril?
It's Glynis. She's talking about a mortgage.
Is that all? Listen, Cyril, for Glenys to be talking about a mortgage is no different than you looking at a Playboy centrefold. It's just a sex fantasy, that's all. Mind you, there's a lot to be said for a mortgage. Very tax advantageous. Could cut down your income tax liability quite a lot.
Look, Wes, I don't want to pay income tax. I don't want a mortgage and I don't want to get married.
It's the price you have to pay for success, Cyril. Like, don't you worry about the income tax side of it, because I am going to put up a scheme to Nigel Lawson. You only pay income tax below a certain level. Think of the incentive it'll give for the poor to clamber out of the poverty trap. Hey, Cyril, look out there. What does that look like to you?
It's a sky pilot, isn't it? A vicar.
Cyril, I want you to remember this moment. In years to come, you will look back and marvel. If we can sell that holy roller a motor, we are made. We go legit. We cross that line from image to reality.
If reality is a mortgage in Glynis, you can keep it.
Hello there, Vicar. Peace be with you. Wesley McGregor at your service.
Good afternoon. Henry Hardy, rector of St. Oswald's. May I say how encouraging it is in these secular times to see a testament of faith. Cathedral Motors. The moment I saw it, I said to myself, yea, verily, here is a sign.
I did that. Good, innit?
I think the Reverend's talking about a sign from heaven, Cyril.
Exactly. And your Christian name, Mr. McGregor, Wesley. That, too, is encouraging.
In memory of my dear father, who, as it happens, was in the same game as your good self.
In holy.
So anyway, Chief, you're looking to buy a motor.
Cyril, don't rush the Reverend.
This Skoda, a big-hearted car, a real trier.
I'm rather taken with this one. I see the mileage is very low. Is that genuine? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
That's all right, Reverend. I mean, I expect you're used to dealing with a lot of atheists and perverts. Tell you what, Reverend, seeing as we are suppliers to the clergy and do a special price to such as yourself in the trade, and this is shaving it right down, 3,000.
Bless my soul. Another sign. You see, for years I've been getting round my parish on a bicycle. Then my congregation started a vehicle for the Vicar Fund. And this week they've reached their target. £3,000.
Let the scoffers scoff, Vic, and let the mockers mock. But to me, I'd say that looks like evidence of a universal plan.
What my brother is trying to say, Reverend, is that...
Your brother? Mr. McGregor, it is truly humbling to see such fraternity of spirit in the commercial world. Yea, verily, all our brothers. I shall not need a test drive. I'll buy it.
Here's the logbook. Sign this form. Will you be wanting hire purchase?
Oh, I don't approve of hire purchase. In fact, as regards payment, there is something of a snag.
Thought this was all a bit too nice.
I'm afraid I'll have to give you cash. Would that be acceptable? You see, the family, it's all in cash up at the vicarage.
Seeing as it's you, Vicar, we'll stretch a point and take cash.
Splendid. Then I'll say goodbye for the present. I'll return with the money tomorrow. But now I'm afraid I must rush. You see, the bus service to my parish, it's very intermittent.
What's this, Vicar? You have said goodbye to bus fare blues. Likewise to saddle sores. Now, why don't you go home and get the cash in your nice new motor?
Of course, of course. What an innocent you must think me. Why don't you two come with me? You could come to Evensong. You could join us in prayer, and afterwards I'm sure we could offer some wholesome refreshment.
Look, sunshine, we haven't got time.
What my brother means, Reverend, is, look, sunshine. During the hours of daylight, our duty is here. You go and get the cash, and we will stay open until you get back.
Within the hour. And may I say that meeting you two has replenished my faith in mankind.
Hey, was that a vicar?
Hey, we just sold him a car, man. 3,000 quid, and he's going to pay us cash.
That settles it then. Cyril, you and Glenys can afford to get married now. I know, Cyril. Glenys is right. It's time you did the right thing by her. Seeing as you're friendly with the vicar now, you could ask him to do the wedding.
All right, I've been married once, haven't I? It didn't agree with me.
Oh, you can say that. Your spot's cleared up lovely.
I will marry Glynis eventually. But there's no rush. I mean, it's not as if she's in trouble, is she? Is she?
Talking of trouble. That car you sold me.
Now, let's see. Didn't you buy the Elf?
Former nun's car, yeah. I've got a serious complaint about that former nun's car. I'm driving the wife to work this morning. She opens the glove compartment, pulls out this.
You're a naughty boy, you have.
That's what my wife said. Not in them precise words. Had I not been a graduate of the skilled driving course, I could well have put that car through the court window. Anyway, she wants to know how the bra got in the car.
Tricky one, tricky one. How did you handle it?
Well, I told her the truth. Told her it must have been in the car when I bought it.
Oh, worst thing you could have done. You should have laughed.
Laughed.
You know. And then you say, them lads at work, or in your case, them lads down the Bridewell, a right crowd of jokers, always pulling strokes like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too late now anyway. What I want to know is this. If this is a former nun's car, what's the bra doing in the glove compartment?
Well, unless you buy the deluxe model imp, they don't have a brassiere compartment.
Good try, Cyril. Good try.
I'm telling you lads now, one wrong move, and I'll have you. I'll be watching you from now on.
We'll be well worth watching, Sunshine, all the way to the House of Lords. What are you doing back so soon, Nye? You should be out there with the message.
I'm resigning, Wesley. I've had enough of the profane. I'm going back to the sacred. You see, I've got my faith back.
What's happened, Mr. Jenkins?
Well, I had a bit of money in my pocket, my commission on the cars, you see, and I happened to be walking along Rodney Street by that cut-price massage parlour.
Too late night. All the girls have been laid off.
That's right. They were all outside on a picket line, isn't it? And one of them, tall girl with red hair.
Big Denise?
Her name is Denise, now you mention it. Well, we got talking. Loud and sinful she was, but I strove with her mightily. And to cut a long story short, I've converted her. She's agreed to join the fundamental revolutionists.
That's wonderful, Mr. Jenkins. You've doubled your congregation.
It's a sign, Donny. The world is coming to an end. She's even going to wash my feet.
Big Denise, for free?
Well, not free, no, but a very reasonable price.
I nearly forgot. Got a warning for you. Watch out for Holy Henry.
Holy Henry?
Yeah, cracks on to be a vicar. Angelic-looking bloke. Might flog you the dodgy motor. Work a bouncer on you. Name like Cathedral Motors. He'd be right up his street.
What's up, Wes? For a minute then, I thought you were going white.
He's just let Holy Henry drive our Cortina away. That's what's up. What are you going to do?
I'm going to find him.
Not this one, you won't. This one can only do left turns.
I'm going to find him if it's the last thing I do. And when I get him, I'm going to twist his head round to match his collar.
Oh, now don't be hasty, Wes. I mean, if you do find him, he could have his uses.
What are you talking about?
Well, like my mum suggested he could marry me in Glennis.
He's not a real vicar, you prat.
I know that, and you know that. But does Glennis know that? Well, think about it, Wes. Think about it.